What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Once again, today is finally the day. I've been slowly getting all the pieces ordered that I need to do this job, and now we're going to do it. Today, we are putting a clutch in the bike. I've already got the bike all warmed up. We just took it for a ride, so I'm going to let it cool down for a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and soak the clutches in the oil. I got our clutches right here. This is the Barnett clutch for the Yamaha, and we got the pressure plate as well. We're going to soak it in a little bit of the oil, which I got the 4-stroke full synthetic 20W50 motor oil for motorcycles. And so we're just going to lightly soak the clutch plates in this little clean plastic tub, and yeah, let's get started. I will say that the pressure plates, they were probably 170 something, and then you got about another 180 something like that for the pressure plate. I will link everything down below in the prices and everything. So that's not too much, we don't need that. Comes in a nice sealed bag here. Got these steel plates and the clutch plates, because it's good to replace everything. So first of all, we got a little Barnett clutches and cables sticker. I'll have to put that on the inside of the saddlebag or something. And some information. And we got the goodies. We got should have 7 pressure plates and 7 or 8 clutch plates. And I imagine mine in the bike look a lot worse than this. These look amazing. That should make the bike perform a whole lot better. These already have a little bit of assembly oil on them. Like I said, we're going to coat them just in case. So, we'll get them all spread out here. Let me get you guys where you can see. Like I said, we're going to use just a little bit of the oil that's supposed to go in the bike, so it'll be soaking in it just a little smattering. Like I said, the 2050 motorcycle oil. Make sure your little whatever you're soaking them in is clean, by the way. There we go. I'm just going to pour the whole thing in there. And we'll jostle them around here in a second. I'm pretty sure I don't have to soak the plates, but I just did it anyway. Alright, there's that. We're going to reuse this oil too. We're going to put it in the bike, because it takes like 3.5 quarts to do the oil change. So there we go. We'll kind of make sure everything's soaked. Put these down in the oil here. I know I'm probably doing it wrong, but hey, anybody can do it to their bike how they want to. You know what I mean? Alright, we'll let that sit and soak for a little bit. Alright, we're going to let this soak, so we're going to set it over here. Alright, well that's soaking. We'll show you the pressure plate. That's nice. I like that. I like that color. That's cool. Even though you'll never really see it, it's still a cool color. Inspected. Nice. I think we're gonna wait to open this till we get the bike all taken apart. So nice. See, we got some more stuff here. More papers. Alright guys, now while we have these guys soaking in the oil, they've got to soak for just a little bit. The bike is still piping hot. We might try to take some small stuff off that's not too hot here in a little bit. So I'll come back to you when the bike is cooled off a little bit. Alright, we're not on the GoPro, we're on the big camera. Finally drug it out of the office. Hope the audio sounds okay. It should sound perfect because you're on the big microphone too. We're going to start tearing this thing apart. There might not be any audio because I like listening to music on this guy up here. So it's going to be on-screen notes like I usually do. I hope you guys like that, because I have to mute my sound because I'm playing the radio, and if I don't do that, they'll copyright strike me. So yeah, hope you guys understand. So there's going to be just some music and on-screen notes of what I'm doing. So yeah, let's start taking it apart. me go ahead and explain something to you guys that I just learned. If there is a gap in between this and that first plate, it is not on right. Because I put this on there the first time, tightened everything down, and there was a gap between this, between the pressure plate and the first clutch plate. That's not correct. I had to pull all this back off, and you'll turn it, push it in, and if it doesn't seat up, pull it out, turn it again, push it back in. And when I say pull it out, pull it off the studs, turn it one stud hole, push it back on. I had to do it 3 times to get it before I got it lined up right. So now it's locked in there, it ain't going nowhere. As long as you don't have a gap between this and that first clutch plate, you should be good. So let me re-torque all these things down, and we gotta scrape that gasket off. I'll be right back. Alrighty, got all of them torqued down real good. Alright, now on this, you really want to torque these with an inch-pounds torque wrench, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. I don't have one, and I've been doing cars long enough, I kind of know what the torque is by the feel of it, so I just went with good and tight torque. Disclaimer, do not try this at home. This is not professional advice. This is not me telling you what to do. Torque these with a torque wrench, because if you break off the studs out of the clutch basket, you're going to be replacing the clutch basket. So, like I said again, I'm not telling you how to do it or what to do. You do it at your own risk. But, like I said, I didn't use a torque wrench. I've been doing it long enough, I kind of know what it feels like. So now, I'm not going to film it, but we're going to scrape the gasket off. And then we'll put the new gasket on the cover. And I got to clean the cover off too, so I'm not going to film that. So, I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, boys and girls, we are done. We got the surface all cleaned up, all the old gasket. We got everything clean, everything. Make sure, always want to make sure no old gasket fall down inside the crankcase. I can get stuck in an oil passage somewhere and burn something up. The filter's not going to always catch it, so make sure you check that. And I'm probably going to catch flack for this, but we got the new gasket on there. That is silicone on both sides. Silicone gasket makers, that is. I was always taught to use it, so that's what I'm using. I'm not actually telling you to use it, so you can do it, make it however you want to put it back together. I'm doing it this way. And you're just going to slide it on there nice and gently until you get to those pins. There we go. And it's got 2 dowel pins, one on this side and one on this side. And that'll actually hold it straight for you. You can actually see yourself now. There you guys are, right there. Alright, you got that set on there. I'm going to start a few of the screws. I'm not going to wrench it down right this second. I'm going to let that RTV set up for a minute. We'll start with the screws. As I was saying in the first part of the video, you can actually, if there's certain lengths, there are actually a couple different lengths. I think these 2 long ones go on the dowel pins. Don't hold me to that there. I put a blue dot over here and a blue dot right there. And that's where I took the first screw out at. So when I do put it back together, I'll start with that one, work my way clockwise as I go this way. That way I always get the right screw in the right hole. That's a good way you can do it if you're working on anything that has different length screws. That way you kind of know how it goes back together. So we're going to start with this long one in this hole, and we'll work our way around. So on and so forth. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Both of those long ones are on those dowel pins. And the rest of them are short. They're all the same length, so it's not really going to matter where they go. But if they're always, it's always good little practice to do this if they're different length screws. But the rest of them are all the same length, so we're just going to stick them in the holes. There. And the last one will go right there. There we go. And as with these screws, I'm not sure the torque on these either. You'll have to refer to your owner's manual for the torque on these bolts. Make sure you use a inch-pound torque wrench to torque them down. I've always been taught to use that RTV stuff because it kind of helps that gasket seal and avoid so many leaks. But you don't absolutely have to do that, I don't guess. So you can kind of do it any way you want to. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes and then we'll come back and torque them down. We'll fill it up with oil and I'll come back. This is probably the end of the video. I'll come back and give you my final thoughts after I test drive it.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, welcome back. Sorry I'm all still bundled up from our little ride a second ago. That is an amazing upgrade. If anybody has a Royal Star, I would highly recommend that upgrade. This thing, like with that old clutch, this old clutch right here, like when you be upshifting through the gears, like you could feel it lunge in each gear you shifted. With that one, it's butter, just smooth. The acceleration, so much better. The clutch handle on the handlebar feels amazing now. Earlier, like the other day, it was real squishy. Now it's pretty stiff, pretty taut, not bad stiff, you know, just the way it's supposed to be, if you know what I mean. Still got a lot of our mess to clean up, but I'll get to that here probably tomorrow. All of our tools still pick up, all of our oil and everything else. But yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. Like I said, we did the clutch upgrade and the oil change finally, which I firmly believe that oil was the original oil and oil filter. I could be wrong, but you know, I think it was. Wasn't too hard. I mean, I think you can get those Allen bolts on the bottom of that cover if you have one of those rounded head Allen wrenches. But everybody said, some people said that those things will strip those bolts out. So it's like 2 bolts up here for the muffler and then 1 back here. And I just moved it out of the way. Just saved me a lot of time and hassle if I didn't round it out. So yeah, it's going to be it for this little video, guys. Stay tuned. I've got a video on the trunk coming out. I'm still waiting on the backrest because they decided to ship it in 4 different shipments. I got the trunk first, then I got the speakers. Yeah, 3 shipments, I'm sorry. So now I'm just waiting on the backrest, and that'll be complete. I'm gonna put little antennas on it too. That'll be in the video for the radio. Thanks for joining me in the garage today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Sorry if I blew out. The light is insane. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.